I don't actually, I think corporate social responsibility can lie from everything from providing pro bono assistance to nonprofits and social enterprises, to making sure that you don't have human trafficking or bad labor practices within your supply chain, or to making sure that you are providing, not spoiling the environment. There's a lot of different things. It's basically just being a good corporate citizen for the world. And so we can go in all sorts of different directions, and it's really, really important. And it's like basically, it should be just table stakes now for a major company. But I think the big movement is going beyond traditional CSR towards moving towards how do you be what we call a multirational multinational, where you're actually looking at your double, triple bottom line, your social impact, your environmental impact, and you're trying to look at what are some problems in society and how can we use our core strengths as a company and to try to tackle those problems. And so one of the famous examples is Unilever and Project Shakti here in India, where they wanted to move into villages, of course, and expand their marketplace, but at the same time, by selling soap and teaching people how to use soap and shampoo and so forth, they could actually reduce the deaths from diarrhea. If you're a company that is doing a lot to help the environment, and that's part of the core values of the company, I don't think there's anything unethical about putting that out there and saying this is kind of what we stand for. If you look at one of the major grocery store chains in the United States is Whole Foods, which is also in the UK and elsewhere, and essentially a social mission, doing good for the planet, and also providing healthy foods that are locally sourced is at the very core of what Whole Foods is all about. And so their advertising and everything else really emphasizes that because that's what their soul is. And so I think that that's something that should be applauded and not viewed as something that's unethical in any way. Now, if a company is trying to kind of use CSR as purely a branding sort of exercise where they're not actually doing anything, then I think that's a different story. Just about everywhere when you think about it, because there are so many unmet needs in India right now. Massive unmet needs in water, in education, in low-cost health care, in sanitation and recycling, reducing traffic congestion. I mean, it's about looking at problems as opportunities for businesses, which is what entrepreneurs do, and social entrepreneurs are increasingly looking at social problems. And then it's also looking at unmet needs as not problems in society or needs that we should be ignored, but how do you create a business model that you can actually make a profit by serving those unmet needs? Now, we have billions of people around the world at the base of the pyramid who 15 years ago, people, they were excluded from the economic system. They were excluded from consumer markets completely because businesses didn't believe that they would ever buy anything, that they weren't viable consumers. That is starting to change, and that's changed thanks to the book of C.K. Prahalad and a lot of other activities. And so you've got these just basic needs about people wanting just basic goods and services, and then towards some of the bigger social and public good sort of needs, i.e. sanitation, water, housing, healthcare, education, and so forth.